Are you a coder who gets rejected based on no practical experience or because others have a strong LinkedIn personal brand and you don't? Your coaching institute will hate me for doing this, but I welcome you to Code to Career 30 days challenge where I have chosen these 5 total strangers out of my LinkedIn contacts and have taken up the challenge to help them go from jobless or underpaid to well paid job, that too without additional degrees and certifications in the next 30 days. If you are a coder and wants to get a well paid job, this is your golden chance to experience real project implementation from scratch that gets you a well paid job and builds your LinkedIn personal brand and also resume for absolutely free. So why just watch? Get into our WhatsApp community to experience this. Link is in the description. Now let's get started. You are on mute.
As per my understanding, user can uh, access process of command and help command. And if you want to user want to add any other register any new command, he can contact developer to register command. Um, like if user or developer access help command, it will list all the commands with the usage
Mm.
description. Uh, like while processing command, if the command is not exist, it with the condition which is not exist, it will print on the console that the command not exist.
Yeah, but how is it? There is nothing like printing on console or something, like you are just making a statement. Command not existing is just a condition. Exceeding the command's limit is just a
If
condition. It is not a use case, right?
condition exist, it will print on the console. This one,
Sorry?
this is the console I thought.
Which is console? That oval shape you are saying is console?
Yeah,
How can people understand that it is console? Use case diagram does not have any physical things. Like, I mean, the CLA infrastructure I know, right? You can have a physical thing like I gave an example of ATM and all those things. Yeah, but good. You're making efforts and attempts. So slowly you will get that clarity. I would say read about use case theory. It is there in Wikipedia, Geeks for Geeks. You have so many resources. Understand and then implement the thing. Yeah, it evolves
like
over
I
a
asked
period.
Priyanka to like get knowledge from the books. Yeah, she shared some books. I gone through that books and I have done like little bit.
Yeah, understood. If you have star UML, there also you go to help, then basic understanding will come. So this is the only one, right? Anyone?
Previously, yesterday,
Uh,
so one more thing I have done, like it was improved version of this. That was improved version of this.
Do you have that?
Sorry, it is not that one, sir. It's the
Okay,
same
no, no
product.
issues. Yeah. Anyone else would like to
Sir,
share? Yeah.
sir.
Yeah, you can share.
Okay. Sir, can you see the screen?
No, no, it is not. You are yet to share.
Okay. Can you see now, sir?
Yeah, yeah, I can see. Yeah. Yeah, please go ahead with the explanation.
So the first use case is help. Uh, and when the user, when the first entry is help, it display all the commands and their functionalities. And another use case of help is if the user invoke help for other commands. So that particular command name and its functionality will be displayed.
Okay.
And the second is use case is command registration. When the user registers a command, the response is either accepting the command, accepted, or no memory, or an invalid command.
1 second. Why would an invalid command come during command registration?
Mm, Oh, I think this was the previous one, sir. I think I had modified it, but I didn't add to it. It's still on the so shall I show the next one, sir? I'll modify it.
Yeah, yeah, please.
So the third one is command processing. So in this, I had added the command registration part too, because what is already registered is to be processed. So I had added that part too. So in this phase, in the command processing phase, what is done is the corresponding command interpreter is executed and the feedback is obtained.
Okay. If you want to work with me personally, where I guarantee to work with you until you secure a well paid job, book a one on one call with me. Link is in the description.
And the last use case is user-defined commands. The user can define user-defined commands. It can be simple as such printing the command, what the user is defined.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm. The third one, can we go once to the third one?
Yes.
Command registration, no memory, accepted, command processing. Hmm. Command processing itself is a use case, right?
Yes, sir. Is not.
Yeah, it is. Can you go up? See, you have the use case 3 as command processing. Go to the first use case that you have done, which is help. Okay. This is
Yeah.
command registration. Come down. The second one is command registration, but the third one is also a command registration only, right?
No, it's command processing, sir. I had added that part, the registration part too in here because I felt like it's a continuation of the, registration part.
No, no, it is not. Registration is done. The system is up and running, and then you
Okay.
go and interact with the system.
So I don't have to put the command registration part here, right?
Yeah, normal users, they can't do anything with command registration, right? They come
But
and
what is already registered is what is processed, right, sir?
correct. It's already there. You don't include a command on a Linux system, right? You use whatever is copy, dir, and all those things. Do you
Okay.
add any command on your own? You don't do that, right?
Yeah.
Somebody would have already done it and it is there.
Okay.
You don't go to ATM and you define your own way of drawing money, right?
No.
It's something similar to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, excuse me, sir. Sir, can you repeat that again? Because due to connectivity issue, I have lost for, I think, 20 seconds or something.
Which is the part that you missed?
Uh,
I was asking her, like, when the use case is command processing, what is the need to have a command registration use case again?
yeah,
Registration
sir.
happens at the compile time or whatever. The source code already contains the set of commands registered and it's stored somewhere. The product gets shipped and all those things. Somebody will now start interacting with the CLI infra and they invoke a command, which we are calling it as command processing. Okay. So the user defined command, as we mentioned, is nothing but the commands which were already there. So the user defined command explicitly is possible, but for our current need, we decided that we will not go into a way wherein user can dynamically add a command.
Yes, sir.
But
And the
anyways,
response is printing a command. Simple things like just printing the command on the console. Is it so, sir? That's what you said on the last technical session, I think, or the previous one.
what I was telling is, I was telling under the context that if at all you don't have so many critical or a list of things that you want to do when a command gets processed.
Okay.
For example, you invoke saying that copy file 1 to file 2. You need to implement the copy operation for which you need to have a file system and all those things. But you choose now for this project that I would go with copy command because your backend is now not ready. Application is not ready where you have. I was mentioning that invoke the command interpreter function and print that this is copy command. I was saying under that context that at least you add your commands and print a string saying that this is so and so command when the interpreter function gets triggered.
Okay.
Yeah, I was telling because we can't implement the exhaustive or the huge backend implementation that is needed to literally do what it is intended to do. Under that context, I told. But user-defined commands, if you say, so you can think like this, that registered commands is also registration of user-defined commands. Yeah,
Okay. So there is
maybe as a
no
subset.
no need for a separate use case for use different commands.
Yeah, for now, yes.
Okay.
Okay, great. Abdul,
I have a doubt, Vamsi.
yeah.
Uh, like it's my understanding that is this how use case diagram should look? This looks more like a flowchart diagram to me.
Yeah, but the boundary itself is not there, but people are just
Yeah.
starting now.
Okay. Just I mean, for me, I was thinking that is this the right way, or I should do this way?
No, 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 it's not.
It's
It's
not
not
the right way,
right.
right?
You should have that boundary and all those things. I know it will go
No,
for
boundary is
compilation.
fine. Boundary is fine. That's the diagram thing. But the way it is represented here, like you have to print the command. Printing command is not the requirement, right? That is a very low level part.
Correct.
right? It should not be here.
Yeah, we don't do all these things. Maybe these are the transactions or flows that can actually put into sequence diagram.
Yes,
After
yes.
this, what happens? Because it is a timeline now.
Yeah,
In a use case, you
yeah,
cannot figure out a timeline.
yeah.
Yeah, that is there. But yes,
Okay, so if I understand it correct, mm, so the way Ajay did, we have to modify in that way, right? He was more in the high level part. Just he also added some extend and include part. I think we can also skip those parts for our requirement, right?
because we don't need such a include, and
Yeah,
we don't have sub use cases and all those things. And
yeah, yeah,
he did some inheritance from actor. There is nothing like
yeah.
inheritance from actor. You have one actor. So
Okay.
yeah,
Actually,
that was why I was
so I
asking
have,
him to go and read the use case thing and theory and then start implementing it. So that would be the same thing I would ask Princey also to go ahead and read. But you should understand that from the state that they were when these all things started to the state that they are now, it is a very big progress. So which means that they have put in that effort. Yeah, that's
yeah,
what
yeah,
I was.
that's right.
Yeah,
I
that's
just
what.
commented to get the understanding that whether this is right or what is right the thing, what is
No,
the right
no,
thing.
no, no,
Because
yeah,
I am also a learner here.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
why I
sure, sure.
commented.
Understood, understood. I got
Yeah,
your point. So, do you
yeah.
have anything to share?
Actually, I'm joining from mobile. I don't have power and my laptop is discharged. Can you share? I have put it in the my drive. Do you have access to my drive?
So may I stop sharing?
Yeah, you can stop sharing. I'm checking. Hmm, I think, yeah, I have access.
Yes, please share. I will explain.
Untitled document is the one that you are talking about.
Yeah, yeah. That has contents.
Okay, I'm opening it.
Yeah.
If you want to work with me personally, where I guarantee to work with you until you secure a well paid job, book a one on one call with me. Link is in the description. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. So you told that to keep the login into the system part will be good. That's why I have just added here. So we have the user, and the use case we have is the first login into the system, register a command, use help command, and process that registered command. So this is the high level requirement which I understood should be in the use case diagram.
Yeah, we can discard login into the system, because login into the system also looks is actually one of the processing of the thing. That's why even help is also one of the command processing use case only. So they are sub use cases, but yes, it is fine.
Help command, the not the particular command. Like let us suppose if I have a set command, okay.
Uh,
So if I have to ask something about that particular command, then that would be sub use case. But the help command through which we are displaying the list of all the commands, that will be a use case, right?
No, it will also be registered beforehand only, right? It is just the logic would be that it will go through the set of commands and show them. So somebody would have
Okay,
implemented the help also, and as that would have been in the system. So it is also a
okay,
command that is already registered but done for you, and it is in the first index.
okay, got it.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll do it like that. I have also tried to come up with the sequence diagram. Can we
I saw
discuss?
that.
Yeah.
1 second. Yes.
Yeah, so I have roughly, like, this is the first time I have did this sequence diagram for our requirement. So I have roughly given the function names and the parameters. So the first one is for the login part. Do you want me to discuss that,
Yeah, please go
or we
ahead.
can?
Because
Yeah.
this
So
is the last date from next week implementation, or at least today some basic implementation has to start.
okay. So we have three objects: user, the CLI interface, and the application. And first, the user's lifeline will contact with the CLI lifelines. That will be giving the login ID and the password. And then CLI will pass on it to the application. Application will validate it and display the validation output. And the same CLI will pass on to the user.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Just scroll a little bit down. This is the command processing part. So I have taken three commands. The first one is getting the valve output. Second one is setting the valve output. And third one is getting the PCB temperature. Okay, so a user will submit a command to CLI with parameter get and the valve output. CLI will pass on to the application with the context as processing that command. And then application will return that valve output, and the same CLI will pass on to the user.
Okay.
Another one is the set command. So the user will submit the set command with the valve output and the value which he wants to set. CLI will same pass on to the application with the process command function, and application will return a character string as a display, and the command processed just a message it will print. And same the CLI will pass on to the user and display as the command is processed.
Okay. Same thing for
And the
PCB.
last get, yeah, same get for the PCB.
Okay.
The next one is for the registering command. So user will give the command name and parameter number. Okay. And then CLI will give it to the application to add that command in structure with the parameter, with the command name and parameter number. I mean the expected number of parameters. We have one structure number. And then application will display the message that display command is registered, and then same the CLI will pass on. The next one is the help command. So user will just submit the help command without any arguments, and then CLI will pass on to the application to invoke the help command, and application will return a character string displaying that the command help command context, the list of all the commands.
Okay.
Yeah. So please add your comments.
Yeah, I will.
Where should I improve?
No, I'll come to that.
Okay.
Question to other people. Did you people understand the sequence diagram and all those things?
Yes, sir. It is really nice, sir, as he has drawn this in a sequential diagram and showed us, and the explanation is also very good. Here, she is gone for every use case like a registration, processing, and help. So I just want to know that for every use case, we need to make this kind of pictorial diagram.
One use case can split into multiple flows normally. Typically, it may think. But my point is, do you agree with all these diagrams? Or do you say that, oh, she has done, so we agree? Or are you saying that, or no, I think here it is not correct, or this has to be improved? Any such comment, or you say that, oh, it's a green signal from us?
Green signal, sir. And one more last dot I need to ask from Priyanka, that application is returning the value or it is returning the what do you say, the print message? Who is
In case
printing?
of if you are setting a command, so it won't return any value, right? It will just print a message. Or if you are logging or register, it will print a message. But if you are getting a value like that valve output, then it will return a int or float,
Yeah.
whatever value you have. Yeah.
Okay. Application will
So it depends
return
on
the
your application.
Okay. Yeah. That's all I want to know, that application will return certain value, and depending upon that value, command line will print the message on the console.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Nice.
Abdul, is this clear to you?
Yeah, yes, sir. I have one doubt, sir. Sir, when we are doing registration, we might have to provide the function related information, right? The command, the function, the command which is going to do some kind of function, right? So how we will include it here, sir? Actually, like
Good
it might
question.
perform some kind of application in it performs some function in an application, right?
Yeah, very good question. Great. Great, you asked it. I am happy. Now, help command. And this is
Yeah. So
yeah,
if we are talking about help command of a particular set or get, then there will be a different sequence diagram for that. I mean, that will have some number of arguments in the function.
okay.
Yeah, which is missed here. It is for the general help command, the last one, which will not have any parameters.
Okay. Now here is the question.
Okay.
Do you really think the CLI has to ask application? In this case, when you say help command submitted, do you need CLI at all? If at all, it is again asking application. Do you want me to ask the
That's the
question again?
interface. No, I understood. So
Hmm.
if you are saying that part, then we don't need CLI at all.
But
We
then,
need an interface between between the application and the user, right?
but that is now
So we are creating that
that itself
interface.
is the CLI now, CLI infra, right? See, if an application provides a
Application
API,
has that list of commands, right? Not the CLI has. Application has that list of commands and the structure and everything. So if the user wants the list of commands, then CLI will have to ask the application.
then what is then can you elaborate what is then registration of commands? Then why do we have a use case called registering a command? And with whom is the command getting registered?
Command is getting registered from the developer that is acting as a user here.
Yeah, that is there. I'm asking with whom, with what layer is the command getting registered? See, if the command is registered with the application only, then why do you need CLI at all, infra at all? Did you get the question?
I got the question, but I don't know the answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where is your register use case? Yeah, register a command. Now you see the boundary is command line interface only, right? There is no application here. In the use case that you have drawn, did you mention anywhere application?
No.
Yeah.
Then do you mean that the command registration will be done in the CLI interface? The structures and everything will be in the CLI interface only. That let us suppose in my case, the valve output and PCB temperature, these values will be in the application.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay.
Command interface is the database of all the commands, right? And now tie it up, relate it with the question which Abdul asked, the right question. That what about the function pointer or the function that needs to get invoked when the user gives a particular command for its processing. If you want to work with me personally, where I guarantee to work with you until you secure a well paid job, book a one on one call with me. Link is in the description. Not
Okay, so only that part will go to the application, that function pointer. The function will be in the application, that function pointer will be in the CLI.
You can think like that because the application registered the function pointer. Yes, that particular whatever you are saying, an interface has to be provided. Application would have already provided an interface saying that for this call me. I mean, this is the one to be called for this command that application would have already given.
Okay.
So changes are there in your sequence diagram, and the sequence diagram that you have drawn for some things, right?
Yeah.
They are actually showcasing that you somewhere you misinterpreted certain requirements, and that's the beauty. You're getting my
Yeah,
point?
it may be. Yeah.
Is everybody able to understand the discussion that is going on? That the understanding, or I should say the gap in the understanding that happened from the requirement stage only, or at the requirements understanding level, actually came at sequence diagram level, where the sequence diagram is not correct. Yeah, because that misunderstanding actually percolated till the sequence diagram. Now imagine if this sequence diagram gets approved because of somewhere we say that the team as such is not having understanding. Somebody has certain amount of understanding. People were saying that, oh, okay, fine. It is very much possible because the systems are so complex, the software is so complex, the requirement is so complex, right? So people fall into this misunderstanding. They overlook or they misunderstood something and they come to the sequence diagram also. There also maybe due to some reason it was not identified. It then goes to the coding. Now you understand why bugs come despite this much thought process. And this is precisely the reason why I sometimes doubt when somebody, and in interviews, I actually see that. Definitely, interviews are not a time wherein we say that, oh, okay, write a use case diagram, write a sequence diagram. We don't say that because the programs also that are given in an interview are very straightforward, where it is just an implementation. But here is the catch. Out of every 25, I would find only one or two people who pause when a question gets asked and they try to clarify the things. Oh, do you mean that? Can I use an array? How many entries do you expect? What should be the return value? But rest of the people are like, they are on the line ready to run. They are just saying, oh, when will the interviewer say 3, 2, 1, go? And they go and they start writing. Then I see dead silence during the interview. Suddenly they stop. Now I don't know. Because there was a good amount of silence. I don't know whether that person got stuck or the person is thinking about it. Then after 5 minutes, I have to ask, hello, are you there? Can you imagine how is that how the interview is supposed to go? But unfortunately, many interviews go like that. And I'm not talking about only people who are at early career, but many people at senior level also. When I say senior level, maybe 7 years, 8 years, they jump to write the code. See, this is not a code where people, maybe a program where I would say, okay, malloc a function, malloc something, or reverse a linked list, and this kind of off the shelf practice based questions, right? Everybody will do it. But even there, you can actually ask certain questions and take a calculated thing, and there can be discussion around that. If you want to work with me personally, where I guarantee to work with you until you secure a well paid job, book a one on one call with me. Link is in the description. Making sense? Or
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Sir, can I ask Priyanka some question regarding this question regarding the
please go ahead.
timing diagram?
This is not timing diagram, this is
Okay.
diagram.
Sequence diagram, sir.
Yeah.
Priyanka, process command inside that you are passing some parameters. The set is a
Yes.
in
One
the
second.
same.
One second. Let me show the which sequence diagram are you talking about? This is the
Sir,
yes.
you previously was showing that one.
Yeah, this one only.
Yeah, here the command
Yeah.
submitted. She has already included it here. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Uh, a set to all is a command. Set is a command or a parameter. I wanted to know.
It's a command name.
And get is
Set is a command name. Get is also a command name. Valve output and a value. That is a parameter.
what is mean my what is that command submitted mean?
Means the user entered that command. So user entered get valve output.
If you want to work with me personally, where I guarantee to work with you until you secure a well paid job, book a one on one call with me. Link is in the description. Yeah, it
So
is
how will you
Thank
tell
you for
this to
clarity.
just
CLI?
interface like an API, like printf.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is where I was also talking about earlier, that when you run that CRC card and when you start playing the roles, and when you are entering into the realm of sequence diagram, the function and the parameters also start emerging. For example, if you see command submitted, she is passing the command, which is the command string, because you need to identify whether it is a set or get or help. And if it is a get, the valve output from the processing. So you also need to provide the memory where the valve output needs to be copied and you need to get. This is a very, very important point. You need to remember this. Because
Yes, Vamsi.
application doesn't know how to send. You have to provide that buffer. Making sense to
Yeah.
application? And what she is saying, that I will provide the memory location for the application to put the value and return back to me, and that will be of the type int. So colon int, you see that Priyanka is expecting that in case this command submitted goes, the output she is expecting is an int, and the value of that output would be in valve output. Okay. Now to come to the question that Abdul asked. So I would be happy to answer that question if I can see his face. Yeah, Sheikh, your bandwidth again, you have an issue with bandwidth?
I will try it, sir. Today I didn't check the bandwidth. Let's try.
Yeah, yeah. So to coming to your question, which is like register command. So I would say, let me take, oh no, I don't want to open it here. So typically you would have something like this only. You understood? Command name came. The registration happens within the CLI infrastructure. So you put an arrow which again comes back to CLI. There would be an application. It is in sequence diagram you can show, but in use case diagram, you should say that the registration function will come to this. So making sense now, Abdul? The registration happens within the CLI framework, but application would have provided the registration function. You are just mentioning that it's there in textual format, and the diagram says that, okay, application is giving the function, but in the coding, it will be different. So here we are not still talking about code. At this point of time, we really don't know whether it would be what kind of language and all those things. Actually, these are all language agnostic diagrams that are explaining the working of the system. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is the thing that
Excuse me, sir.
she has to do the changes.
Excuse me, sir. As for every time whenever the user come and enter a command for registration, at that time we are creating some kind of structure. At the same time, the application will also come and put a function according to that command. As per the diagram I'm talking, sir. Is it correct, sir?
Here, and this is also okay. You want to work with me personally, where I guarantee to work with you until you secure a well paid job. Book a one-on-one call with me. Link is in the description. Okay, in the register use case, some entity, whatever, call it developer or whatever, you provide the part of the entries, and here would be the callback function, but this would be application. So this use case is incomplete only from one side. This would be complete even if this also comes into picture. The application provides the callback. Okay.
Yeah, sir, that's I want to know. For every command which we are registering, the application will assign a function for each command.
Definitely, yes. Yeah. For the reason why now it makes logically great sense for help, because help is nothing but scanning this array or whatever one by one, picking up the help strings and just showing it. So for that, you don't need anything. Whatever this person user is storing in the memory, help command will all pick it up and show it. It is not invoking anything. I can only implement, or I can only implement in the sense, in the code, it does not depend on application. It never goes to application saying that, oh, can you help me with help command? No. You just have to go through the set of commands or the structures and all those things, start picking up the command names and show it. It wants to do something more, pick up the help string of the thing also and show it. But in nowhere it has to disturb the application. But if it is like set, now it knows that set has to be done, but where, which variable, whether the value is valid or not, those kind of checks CLI can't take it on itself, right? It needs application intervention. But for help, it does not read application intervention. And that's the reason why help has been categorized as separate. But otherwise, registration of help is also a registration of command, but with certain unique traits that are particularly different from other commands. Okay, good. We made very decent progress. Yeah, Priyanka, and You all people added lot of value. So now the question is to Abdul. Abdul, do you have anything to share? Sheikh and Abdul.
No, sir. Yeah, I have done some small use case diagrams, sir, but it seems wrong. Maybe I can share my screen.
Yeah, share it. Mhm. Help command, actor, user registration. Okay. You need to do a lot, right? Really, you have to redo a lot.
Yeah, yes, sir.
You are telling to yourself and you went on picking up whichever tool you have, whichever arrow you find nice and cute, you added.
Yeah, yes. I have to make change. Yeah, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So now the last person,
Oh,
the queue.
just one more question, Vamsi.
Yeah.
So, uh, can we have the final design confirmation on Monday?
Today we will get a little bit into the code also. See, now
Okay.
you have now 6 more, which
Yeah.
the last 2 days we need to discuss at least 1 or 2 critical test cases also, like how to do and other things.
Okay. Okay. Or maybe I'll do it tomorrow and ping in the group, and you can just give me a green or red flag that whether my
HLD I'll
understanding
give.
is okay.
HLD I'll give the HLD. Okay, I have
Yeah.
done high level design document. What you need to people do is you need to add. I would be giving you as a PDF, but you can copy paste and do all the things into one document. Add your use case diagrams under the head use case diagrams. The theoretical part and understanding of what the HLD and other use cases, the theory of the use cases, which are all the use cases,
Okay.
is there in that
Yeah.
document. I want you to
Okay.
submit the diagrams to it. There
Okay.
I would say 4 of you people can meet, brainstorm and come up with the thing. Reach to a common level with respect to understanding of the requirements, and you all have the common, when I say common, the same use case diagram and the sequence diagram. Then you branch out when it comes to implementation. So do a combined study, but don't write combined exam, is what I'm saying. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe you can provide the PDF, and then we'll decide in between us.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Implementation time, branch out, because that's a more independent activity.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah. Can you share your thing, Sheikh?
Yeah, sir. Along with that, I want to need your suggestion for a book, just like you have provided for Companion of C, which is helping in outlining, refining, and all those things. Can you provide some kind of basic books which are good for sequential diagrams and use cases
Wikipedia.
according to you?
See, Wikipedia is very good when it comes to this. Wikipedia is good. You don't need any book.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't need any book. See, but there are good books from Prentice Hall, right? Prentice Hall. If you go, there are series of books on object-oriented programming. If you want to work with me personally, where I guarantee to work with you until you secure a well paid job, book a one on one call with me. Link is in the description. Object oriented programming series only, which is not related to any what should I say language. There is one book that I I read when I want to really understand about this object-oriented programming. Yeah, it all started with, let us C++ only a little bit and some C++ language, but I was not happy with the kind of understanding I was having. I wanted to really get a feel of what object-oriented programming is, why people talk about. So there's one book called Object-Oriented Thought Process. I think the previous editions are available for free. The new versions may be not available. So by an author called Matt Welsh, Mattwelsh, Object-Oriented Thought Process. It's a very, very good book. I thoroughly enjoyed reading the book cover to cover. Like it was like that novel that you can't put down. So I used to be very eager, like, oh, when will the weekend come that I get up in the morning and sit with the book and enjoy my complete day with that. So in 2 to 3 weekends, I completed the book. It gave a lot of good understanding.
That's great, sir.
That book is really good. Yes, it would be very good. Yeah, it's a great book. And the other book I gave, I told, right, Clouds to Code. It's a very rare book, but if you can get it, nothing like that.
I searched, I didn't get.
Huh?
I searched, I didn't get.
Yeah, in Amazon you may find it. The thing is that you will see that it is out of stock, or it would be a little bit pricey, or
Yeah.
it is not found here. Maybe in
So they are limited in number. So what is available now is only used books.
yeah,
So,
technically.
and I think it's not available in India, I think, sir, because I searched it and I could find only a delivery in USA, UK, and that areas only.
Jesse Libbert.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah. And I found that book in one of my organization's library. So I rented and I took a Xerox.
Yeah, it's limited in number only. I think totally there are like 1,000 or something number only. They released it, no more. And what is just people using are the used book people already used.
Yeah, so the used copies also may be available if you go and search for second-hand bookstores and those places. They somehow they will get it if they know that there is copy, but it would be a bit pricey now.
No, it was cheap. Yeah, I mean, in the sense, yeah, maybe it's costly in Indian rupees, but it in dollars it's like $4 only. It was cheaper here.
Yeah, because
Wow.
here the copies are only very few, right? So they may charge.
Yeah, yeah. Used copies are available, Ajay.
Yeah, try it. But
Yeah,
now
I'll,
don't
I'll check.
load yourself with books. This is not the time to do it. You need to quickly transition from this use case. This project is not very big that you go and do it and you understand that UML stuff and all those things.
Sir, it's like guidance for us. So how much we can collect from you, that much it will be better. So maybe we complete it later,
I'm
but
saying now the thing is that when you when you all meet, now you have an understanding. Wikipedia is good enough. You just make a Google search and pick up the first search that Google suggests that, okay, this is what I find it to be good. For example, class responsibility collaboration. Pick it up and start reading it.
yeah, yeah, sir. Yeah, yeah, sir. We will read that after.
You have 3 plus 3, which is 2 weeks to complete coding, prove some functions, wherein for registration you need to have a function implemented, for processing you need to have some function, the core functions, right?
Mhm.
And there will be definitely when you start writing, there will be certain number of helper functions. Typically, when you see any good code that is organized, you will have certain functions which are quote unquote, they are named as utility functions. The main functions, they are not main functions. Let us say you have a function which has to display something to the character LED. LCD something. Application will have that. I'm not talking about the driver also, but to write to the driver. For that, when the user gives certain input, I want to first check whether it is a valid character or it is a special character. So I would be checking using a function called is ASCII. Something like is ASCII, right? Bool is ASCII and that character being given. So I would do some check. If the thing is less than this, greater than this, then return true, else return false. Now this is ASCII, you don't have to put it in a file or a header file that you give it to customer. It is an internal function to you. These are all called as helper functions or utils. You will get these kind of files also if you look at the code, something underscore util.c. So all util is that shortcut notation of utilities. So for us also, you, in the sense in this project, you may have to write certain utility functions. I'm giving you a wider scope of what are the different functions and other things that you will encounter and mandatorily has to write. I'm not looking at that you create a separate file, but when you are breaking the functionality, there are certain functions that face towards user to get the information. But once the information is there, somebody has to check the sanity of the information, right? Those I am saying are bit low level processing. Those are all utility functions. Maybe during processing, maybe during registration. For example, if you say that, no, let me try to add login and password. So to verify the password, you don't have to tell to user that I have a function called verify password. You just give me the password. I will verify and I will give the status whether you are true or not true. That verify underscore password maybe is your utility function. Yeah. So to think all these things, sequence diagram will help. But sequence diagram has its own limitation that you can only think to certain extent. That refinement process will happen and then you can get more functions. So spend more time on refinement of these diagrams and the thought process. You will eventually get good set of functions that you can go back and now start implementation. Okay.
Okay.
So bottom line is look at these recordings multiple number of times, because every time you look at, you will find that, oh, okay, now I understand this. Earlier I missed these things, or I did not understand this in the way that I am supposed to understand. You will get those thoughts. And that thought process is very important, that those correction factors. Yeah. So any more questions? Else we can conclude the call.
Sir, in
Yes,
between,
I do.
Yeah, Priyanka, go
Yeah,
ahead.
sir. Yeah, so in use case, under use case diagram, application should be inside the boundary or outside the boundary.
What do you think?
My understanding was that it is inside the boundary. That's why I created the sequence diagram. Sorry, yeah, sequence diagram like that. But the part where you mentioned about the registration, it looks like it should be outside the boundary.
Okay, let me share the screen.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Are you thinking about it day in and day out? See, remember the first diagram. Application is already there, user is there. User can talk with application. But I'm saying I am creating another layer here. But it is not including this, right? It is only covering this. It's like the garments we wear is not part of us. They only cover us. But the skin covers us. If you want to work with me personally, where I guarantee to work with you until you secure a well paid job, book a one on one call with me. Link is in the description. Yeah. So this is your CLI infra.
I can't see your screen, Vamsi, if you're sharing.
Am I not sharing the screen? Maybe I'm. Oh, okay. I thought I shared the screen. Now, is it clear? Is it visible now?
Yes, it is visible.
Yeah, this is your application. Application is covered by your CLI as a mechanism to talk with application to stop this direct communication. That you go here, you say what you want, this person will go and do the thing, get the thing back and give it to user.
Yeah, then I think
This does not
my
have any,
understanding was right,
this,
that it should be.
huh?
Then my understanding was correct, that the use case has should have the boundary of both application and CLI.
Why? I gave you an example, right? Help has nothing to do with application. And application is saying that, oh, okay, I'm registering one function to you, you call that function, that's it. That doesn't mean that application is inside it.
That
Application,
means that
application will do 1,000 things. Why should CLI know about all those 1,000 things?
yeah, then that's mean that we are not writing the so we are not drawing that use case diagram for application. It's just for CLI.
Yes, application
Okay.
application is not at all our concern. That's why I told go for an application which is very lightweight.
Mhm. Understood.
So redo your use case. See, your use case is correct. Now redo your sequence diagram with this understanding. Then because you are already working in some parts bit here in these kind of things, help others also to come to that level. I understand with this all discussions, people are coming to certain comfort zone of what is happening in and around, not like the first thing, but they need to concretely be confident that, okay, with these two documents, which is now I will give the high level design document, next the low level design document, they should be confident enough to go ahead and open that blank editor and start typing in the characters for the code. Okay. So this weekend would be a bit hectic. The coming weekend, 2 weekends. This weekend, you anyways have to figure out, and maybe Monday little bit of low level design we may have to discuss definitely. And the point here is we are not discussing many other good software principles. There are many good software principles, especially when we bring in, even though the language is C, we can use good software design principles in C also. But we don't have so much time to discuss about all those things and use it. And that will be way too much for you also to assimilate in a short span of time. Whichever is the minimum thing that you can pick it up and start running. Okay. So Monday we may have to spend a bit on low level design. After that, the coming 3 sessions. So Monday low level design we will do. Then Monday, Tuesday is not there, Wednesday and Friday, we would be reviewing the code, each one. If you want to commit into GitHub, commit it. After discussions, there will be certain changes. You again check in the changes on top of your base thing. Multiple check-ins will go, checkouts and check-ins will happen. So that in the 4th week, Monday, we can wrap up with the bare bone, some proper registration and at least one invocation. One registration of one command and its invocation. You need to display that. Like literally you need to run it, and there should be some prints or something that you need to show me what is happening. Because we also discussed that you don't need to have any hardware as such. You remember those things? We don't need hardware, just like a C function, C console application you can run. So that in Wednesday, on Wednesday and Friday, we can talk about test cases, and I would introduce you to a bit about test driven development on the last day. And on the last day, I also would be very much interested for evaluation purpose, definitely. The documentation you have done. And that documentation starts from your requirement analysis document, which you have people have already copied, right? Like for example, Priyanka is maintaining everything in one document. There are no separate documents. But yes, if you demarcate saying that these first 2 pages are this, and then my high level document comes, these are diagrams, everything makes out to 10 different pages, but there is a clear demarcation and only one document. That's good. Okay.
Yeah. So, Vamsi, on Monday for LLD, are we going to take any diagram, like activity diagram or something, or we will be directly going in the code?
Go to all those activity diagram and all those things with a solid sequence diagram. Maybe we can think of class diagram, but where is the hierarchy here? Rather, I would be interested if somebody would come up with a CRC, the template, and write that structure or something and say that these are all the responsibilities, assuming that it is a class, it is more than enough. See, ultimately, what is that you are having? You are having a container which is holding a function, sorry, which is holding a command. And the function pointer is anyways coming from application, except the help. So it's a very, very simple structure. And the structure, what the members of the structure, already the requirements document I have already mentioned, right? Command string, help string, command interpreter, and expected number of parameters. That's it. If you want to work with me personally, where I guarantee to work with you until you secure a well paid job, book a one on one call with me. Link is in the description. What you need to do is around this data which is getting populated, what are all the permissible operations, how I can do those operations so that when the instances of those commands go or they keep on increasing, how does that registration and processing happen seamlessly? That should be your topmost priority. And I'm telling you, these all designing and all those things actually are not needed. As a brute force also, somebody picks up a problem and start coding. There are many instances. I gave you that example also, right? A brute force approach. Somebody can go with that also, which calls for a little bit of expertise in the language, especially the C, and that person would have already written a lot of code. So they internally mind that pattern emerges and they somehow code it. So I'm not saying that that is not a possibility. Even that is also a possibility. So that you jump over all these formal ways and say that once you're done, I don't understand all those things, but here is the code and it is working. Then you prove it for 2 or 3 commands that you add dynamically and it goes. Nothing like that. Okay, make sense?
Yes, it does.
Very good. Share. Great, then this video, once it is available, I will copy it in the private list. Yeah, I mean that playlist.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so just keep all your posts ready, whatever you have done till now. Your LinkedIn posts. I just want to glance through them once, because tomorrow we are going to go deeper into certain aspects of LinkedIn and also resume. Yeah. If somebody has all those posts, then I can analyze their posts and it would be a value addition for that person. Okay.
We don't have class tomorrow, right?
No, we have, right?
Tomorrow is Saturday.
Oh, sorry. I mean to say a Tuesday for Tuesday. For Tuesday, actually,
Okay.
it would be 10 after 10. Yeah. 10, not after 10, 10 o'clock. Only for Tuesday.
Okay.
Because some emergency has
Okay.
suddenly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then enjoy your weekend. start drawing and start analyzing. Bye.
Sir,
Yeah,
one
sure.
dot, sir.
Thank you, Vamsi.
Bye.
Sorry.